everybody. My name is Dr. Annette Schultz, and I work in the College of Nursing, and I've been with the university for about 15 years now, and it's my distinct pleasure, really honor, to be here to talk with Dr. Moneca Sinclaire, who was nominated for an Indigenous Award of Excellence Support Staff Community Builder and is a recipient of that award this year. Moneca will be known to many people in the community, the university community, because she's been around there for about 40 years. I like to draw on a couple of letters from people who also wrote support. So Heather McRae wrote, Moneca, from all the years she's known Moneca, is somebody who works very hard to live an undivided life and to walk proudly as a Cree woman, reclaiming and embodying Indigenous ways of knowing, being, and living in her personal and professional lives. She feels Moneca's vocation is definitely one of service, healing, and cultural revitalization, and she willingly gives of herself to betterment of communities. Linda Diffie from Community Health Sciences wrote, and this is one of my favorite quotes from Linda's letters, because it's oh so very true, and anybody who knows Moneca will know this. To have a conversation with Moneca means that you will laugh a lot, and you will also walk away thinking of something in a new way. It's not surprising that for Linda that she's had many conversations over the years with colleagues who speak of Moneca and her work in the most glowing of terms. And from my perspective, in the times I've worked alongside Moneca, I've seen how incredibly generous she is, in particular with students, both Indigenous and not, who are working or involved with Indigenous people and health. So while there is tons more I could say about Moneca, I'm going to now open the floor for her to share in her own words. And to start that off, I have a question I'll pose to you, Moneca, and that is, can you tell us a little bit about what motivates your work in supporting learning environments to be inclusive?
What motivates me is all the teachings I've been taught by my mom, especially the one about always making sure that the people behind you have the door open for them. And so in my mind, I've always tried to behave and respond in a way that's going to make sure that whatever I do is going to be helpful for the generation behind me. And secondly, whenever I teach a course or if I'm doing a presentation, I include my own heritage as a Nehewan Cree person, and especially as a Cree woman, and I talk about like the colonialism that we've gone through and how there is hope and goodness that can happen with Indigenous people. I try to start from a note of strength when I do my teaching. I try not to talk about it like, as an Indigenous person, I know all the stats that happen and all the things that happen to us. And so I try to stay on the strength-based way of teaching. And I hope that other people can see that, because the classes I teach aren't just Indigenous students, they're non-Indigenous students. And for me, I have that responsibility to make sure the way I conduct myself is going to always open doors for people, and that people start to see that there are good, strong Indigenous people out in this world. And so that for me is important to make sure that's taught that way.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. And again, I want to congratulate you and just what an honor it's been to work alongside of you all these years and to now be here and being able to share in this moment with you.
I guess for me, the first person I want to thank is the Creator for bringing me here on this earth plane. And secondly, for my, especially my mom for having birthed me. And today is my son's birthday, April 8th. And I think about him. And so I want to thank him for being part of my life. And I want to thank people that have been part of my life for so long, like Elder Carl Stone and the former director of the Aboriginal Student Center at U of M, Kaylee Storm. Those people really nourished and helped me become the person I am, because they were kind of like my first role models that instilled this whole notion of keeping our identity and not having to be forced to keep it at the door, and they always instill that whole notion of, be who you are and be a proud Indigenous person. And so I really want to thank those folks at the Aboriginal Student Center, because I think without their guidance, I wouldn't have known what to do. So I want to thank them a lot, and anyone else who's come in my path that's challenged my way of thinking and forced me to be more assertive in my own culture, because even those folks made me become stronger.